before I started, I was essentially just dribs and drabs in the gym. You know, I'd go hard for 2-3 months, whatever, and then I'd lay myself off for 6 months, and then I'd put all the weight back on. I'd lose all the strength I'd gained, and then I'd be really hard on myself. So I've got to get back in the gym again. And then it would just be this perpetual cycle of getting back into the gym, getting bored with the training, not really seeing great progress, getting fed up with it, and then canning it again. It's all the same movements, and it was just so fucking boring, man. The first thing I noticed, because I remember saying this to you after my first session, was how present I was throughout the whole session. Prior to starting, every time I'd go to the gym, I'd have to have like a fucking scoop of pre-workout. I'd have to have my tunes just blasting the fuck out of my eardrums to get myself pumped enough to lift weights. Whereas now, I'm either not listening to music at all. I'm so fixated and focused on like movements and what I'm doing and like body control that I don't want any distractions. So that was like the first thing I noticed. The second thing I noticed was how weak I actually really was. All those little supportive muscles that don't get worked out at the gym were just all of a sudden getting blasted for the first time. And it was just like a kick in the guts about how weak I really was. Well, my first goal was just to be able to do a handstand. I thought that was just so cool, seeing just that body control and just staying vertical for as long as you can. So the fact that I can do I think my longest one's like 1 minute and 4 seconds now, something like that. And the second thing I wanted to be able to do was a muscle up. And I think my PB with those now is like, I'm up to like 5 in a row or something like that. And I can feel myself getting more strict, as opposed to like when you first start, you're just heaving yourself up, legs flailing, just like hoping for the best. But now I really feel like the form is kind of dialing itself in. And that's across like a lot of movements, like the handstand push-ups, the shoulder stands, like the ring routine. It's like you Mr. Miyagi me, you know what I mean? Because you'll give me this like movement, and after a while I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, why is he fucking making me do this shitty movement for ages? And then it progresses to like the next movement, and I'm like, okay, I get it now. The muscle up was pretty much bang on 4 months, because I remember that was towards the end of our initial program. And I think the 1 minute handstand might have been like 6 or 7 months in, because I kept on telling myself like, it doesn't count until I crack the 1 minute. Firstly, I'd recommend it because like I'm the strongest I've ever been. My body is the best it's ever looked in a long time, and I've got the quickest results I've ever had, like in the entirety of my training life. Prior to starting the program, I remember doing flat bench dumbbell chest press at 22.5 kilos. And I tried again for the first time in, the 18 months, 3 weeks ago. And I got 5 reps unassisted with 42 kilo dumbbells. I was more shocked than anyone. I couldn't believe it.
In that whole period, you didn't touch dumbbells once, basically.
Didn't touch any weights whatsoever. Absolutely none, man. I'm not even talking shit either. I've had a few people come up to me while I've been at the gym, whether it's like after I've done a handstand or a muscle up, and they're like, "Oh man, like how did you get to this point?" And I just preach state of motion. Sounds very cultish, I know, but I do, because it works.